Okay, lots of secrets of creation, but we said the next couple of weeks we're going to do every class. We're going to do another day of creation. So we know Hashem created the world in 6 days, and the seventh day he rested. So we're going to go through the 7 days of the creation process. So today we're going to start with the first day of creation. And as we know, at the beginning of the Torah, it says, and in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. And on the first day, what did God create? God created light. Right? That's what he created on the first day of creation. So this is what we're going to speak today about, a little bit about light, the secret of light. What is light? And what is this creation of light all about? Yeah, there are a lot of problems with that creation of light on the first day. One question is, why would God create light on the first day if there is no creation to appreciate light? There was no vegetation yet, there was no people, there was nobody to enjoy the light. Why have light on its own? Just a creation of light. And it says, and God created light, and he saw the light, and he said it was good. And another question is, where did the light come from? If God only created, as we know, the planets on the fourth day of creation, the sun and the moon, the luminaries in the sky, what was the source of light that existed on the first day of creation? So we know the commentaries speak to that question, and many of them say that it was a light of a different nature on the first day. Some say that actually the sun and the moon were created on the first day, but God didn't yet place them in their places yet. On the fourth day, he put them in their places. And that's where the light came from. But that's the most accepted opinion, is that no, this was an independent light. It was a powerful light that existed on the first day of creation. So where is the light coming from? If there's no sun, there's no moon, where is the light coming from? In the Medrash it says that God created such a powerful light on the first day that he had to hide it because it was all too powerful. It was such a powerful light that you were able to see from one side of the universe to the other. Again, there was nobody there yet to see, but theoretically, if there would have been people there, it was such a bright light, you were able to see from one end of the universe to the other. Today we know the universe is quite big, it's quite vast, right? Billions of light years away. So when the light was created, the first light, it was the all-powerful light. So it says that Hashem says, this light is too powerful for the world. Let us hide this light and put it away for the world to come. For the righteous people, that they will have benefit from this light in the afterlife, in another in another time, all the way at the end of time. So the question is, where did he hide it? What did he do with this light? He put it somewhere behind him. Put it somewhere. Where did he put it? Another place it says that God took the light and he put it into the Torah. The Torah, when you study Torah, it's enlightening. It gives you light. It gives you a vision. So he put it into the Torah. But these are all metaphoric. Where did this light come from? So today, modern scientists are saying, those that are religious scientists are saying that perhaps we can say is that since we say that the world was created in a process, it was an extended process, and it started before anything existed, there was what's known as the Big Bang. It was a black hole, and God had to extract from that black hole, which caused an explosion, and that explosion gave forth a massive light. It makes a little bit sense. So there was a light that existed before the sun and the moon, before the luminary stars brought light to the world. There was already, right at the very beginning of creation, at the act of creation, as part of the process of the creation, there was this explosion which gave forth this amazing bright light. That's what some scientists want to, those who try to reconcile Torah with science, they say that that's what it is, which is a quite interesting concept, that there was at the very beginning of creation already, what we call the first day of creation, there was already this major, amazing light. But this is, I'm not a science class. I'm not going to teach you the scientific vision of the Bible. It's another class. What we're going to try to do a little bit is to talk to the spiritual side of the Torah. It's a Kabbalah class, so we're going to talk a little bit to the Kabbalah. So going back to my first question was, why was light created at the beginning if there was no people, there was no one to benefit from light? What is the idea of light at the beginning of creation? But if you look at it carefully at Genesis, you read the Torah right at the beginning. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. And then there were the 6 days of creation. And every day it tells you the things that he created on each particular day. But there is that introduction. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Well, if he created already the heavens and earth in the beginning, why did he have to start with the 6 days of creation? Unless we say that the 6 days of creation is an explanation of the first verse. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. But Rashi points out, no, it doesn't mean in the beginning God created the heaven and earth. The word in the beginning, that's the usual translation. It's in the beginning of the creation of the heaven and earth. So the Torah really is introducing us, is telling us in the beginning of the creation of the heavens and earth, and everything was dark, and then God said, let there be light. So let there be light was actually the first thing of creation. There was nothing that happened before that. That was the first act. And like I said, it's according to the scientists, it's the Big Bang, whatever, the light, the explosion. So in the beginning of the creation of the heavens and earth, everything was dark and chaotic, and there was no real existence. There was entropy. Right? And then God said, okay, let's make some order out of this. And he started with the first act was the act of let there be light. And the Kabbalah, it says that first statement, let there be light, is not just it's not just something God did on that day. Because again, if he created the light, then he hid the light. So what was the purpose of that light? Right? If he created the light on the first day and then he moved the light away and then he relied on the sun and the moon, what was the purpose of the light? So the Kabbalah writes, no, actually, the let there be light is a mission statement. The first day of creation is God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God said, oh, this is good. God said, this is my mission statement that I'm making now. What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of the world? The first day's creation, it wasn't just a first day, chronology of things that happened, but more than that. That was the statement. What is the purpose of the world? Let there be light. And now we understand the Medrash. The Medrash says that God took that great light and saved it for the end of time. What does it mean he saved it for the end of time? Whenever you have a vision of what you want to accomplish, the vision isn't accomplished on the first day. It's accomplished at the end. So God said, let there be light. That's my picture. That's my big picture for the world. And when will you see this light again? When will you see this revealed? That's going to be at the end of creation. So God says, I have my mission statement, but I'm hiding it. I'm putting it aside. I'm telling you what it is, my plan is, but you won't see the light right away. There'll be a lot of darkness around. There's going to be a lot of darkness in this world. And there'll be bits and pieces of light here and there. But you should know that at the very end When the Mashiach is going to come, or when the end is going to be, then we're going to see my whole purpose of creation is going to be fulfilled when there will be this great light will encompass the world. So again, this light could be a physical light, but it's also more important. God is talking here in riddles. He's speaking about the spiritual light. The spiritual light, which that is his purpose in creation. What is the goal God has? Let there be light. And he's hoping for, and there was light. Every act, every good deed we do brings a little bit light into this world. You look at the etymological makeup of the word light in Hebrew. The word is or in Hebrew. Or in English it's light, but in Hebrew the word is or. Or is spelled Aleph, Vav, Resh. So God said, Yehi or, let there be or. And there was or. So or here is a very, very important thing. In fact, in all the other days, God said, let there be this, let there be vegetation, let there be animals, let there be plants, let there be stars. Every day he says things, and then he says, Vayehi chen, and it was so on every day of creation. The only day that he mentions what happened, he says, Vayehi or. So or is repeated again and again, light, because as we said, it's the mission statement. But what is the mission statement? You see, or is a very mystical thing, light. Light is a very mystical thing. But most important, if you look at the Hebrew letters that make up the word or, the first letter is Aleph, then you have a Vav, and then you have a Resh. Aleph, Vav, Resh, or. Right? Aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Vav is the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So if you take Aleph and Vav together, you have 1 plus 6. Every Hebrew letter has the numerical value depending on where it shows up in the Hebrew alphabet. So the numerical value of Aleph, the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, is 1. The numerical value of the Vav is 6. Vav is the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Aleph, Bez, Gimel, Dal, He, Vav. Okay, so you got that. So 1 plus 6 is 7. What is the last letter of the word or? Is Resh. Resh is one of the last letters of the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. It's the 19th letter. Actually, no, it's the 20th letter. It's the 20th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. But in the numerical value, Resh is 200. So Aleph through Yud is 1 to 10. Then Chaf is 20, Lamed is 30, Mem is 40, Nun is 50, Samach is 60, Ayin is 70, Pei is 80, Sadik is 90, Kuf is 100, and Resh, which is the 20th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, is worth 200. Whenever we bring Resh, that's the numerical value of the letter Resh. So altogether we have 7 plus 200. 207. 207, if you read that in Hebrew, it's Reish Zayin. Raz. Raz in Hebrew means secrets. So or represents the secret of creation. Right? That's what we said. What is the secret of God's creation? Is let there be light. That is his secret. That is his plan. That is his, right? Because it's a little bit contradictory, because we say on the one hand, or is light. Light is revealing. And Raz is secret. Secret is not revealed, right? Most secrets that you have, you keep hidden. So how does light, which is meant to reveal, tie in with Raz 207, which is secrets? And the answer is that the light, bringing light into the world, is God's secret plan. In other words, When you do something, you build a house, let's say, right? So you do a lot of different acts, but all along in your mind, you have a vision of what the house is going to look like at the end, right? You don't tell every worker that comes in, I want you to know what the house is going to look like, right? That's the plan of the architect or the builder, right? He has the plan, he has the picture. So the picture is a secret. And that's not a secret, but it's something that's not seen to all throughout the whole thing, right? So what is the secret plan of this world? The secret plan of this world is to spread light. God wants to bring light into the world. And that's what's going to be the end of time. We're going to see total vision, total light, total brightness, total happiness, total good. That's light. But until we get to that point, it's still hidden. It's hidden. But there's always light. There's light in everything, in every part of light. Even the parts of life that we think is dark, and we think is depressing, and we think it's gloomy, and we think we're down. In those moments, there is a little bit light. There's light that comes out of it. As the famous singer Leonard Cohen, I don't know if you ever heard of Leonard Cohen. He's a famous singer. He made very famous songs, Hallelujah, and many other songs that are from him. He's a Jewish singer from Montreal, a Canadian, to top it off. Canada produces some good things. So Leonard Cohen once said in one of his songs, there is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Think about that. It's a very deep, he's very poetic, right? Very beautiful thought. That every time God cracks us a little bit, and we have those moments where we feel like we're being cracked, but those cracks, there's light coming in. We learn from those experiences, those hard experiences. If you're smart and you know what you're doing and you know how to live a life, you find beauty in even those things that are cracked. Why is there a crack? To let the light. Most people look at a crack, that's terrible. This is not, that's to let the light in. So everything in life is really all about light. And it's finding the light in everything. And that's God's mission in the world. So when God said, let there be light, and then he says, and he had made light, and it was good. So the first thing we see right at the very beginning of creation, what is good? Good is light. Light equals good. That's what we find out on the first day of creation. The definition of good is light. Many of the great rabbis, they loved light. One of the rabbis once said, the light is a beautiful thing because it attracts people to it. Wherever there's light, people, when you wake up in the morning and it's dark outside, like this morning it was dark, everybody, I was in shul, everybody's coming and angry and this and that. Yeah, it's like a dark day, miserable. Everyone's miserable, a dark day, right? A gloomy day, like a London fog. People like when it's light, it's bright. Everybody in Florida, chirpy, California, everybody, they're all jumping and they're all happy. Yeah. Until they get to work, whatever. But they're happy. Because light, brightness brings out from people, and it attracts people. Even the flies are attracted to the light, they see light, they go to it, just the way it is, right? There was once a story of a fellow that was outside by a light pole. He's looking for a lost object. Somebody comes over to him and says, what are you doing? He says, I lost my object. I've been looking here. I can't find it. He says, okay, let's try to trace your steps back. So where did you lose it? I lost it across the street. He says, so why don't you go look for the object across the street? He said, but the light is here. The light's on this side of the street. So I'm looking where there's light. I'm going to look. You have to look where you lost it, not with the light. But light has a tendency that it attracts people. Even if you don't lose it by the light, it's nice to look for your object by the light, even though you know it's not there. Right? That's the way people are. So the Rabbi and the Rebbes used to say they love light because light has a positive energy. It attracts people. It's something very, very special. So on the first day of creation already, God said, the secret of life is light. What is good? Kitov. God says, and it is good. On the first day, the first thing he says is good. When he saw the light, it says, and God saw the light, and he said it was good. And remember, we said light is not just the physical light, but light is bringing people out of the darkness. You know, there's a spiritual darkness, of depression and addiction and difficulties and challenges. Am I still here? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, a sign came up. It says signed out, that I'm signed out. I'm here. I don't know how I'm signed. Okay, I'm not signed. Okay, Baruch Hashem. So I was speaking about something, and then you get distracted. So light is a happy space. And God said on the first day that you want to know what is good in this world, it's light. And so light is the whole purpose of light, the whole mission statement of this world. You want to know what good is? Good is to bring light into everything, like we said. Even the challenging moments in life, we have to find a little bit light in that, to bring a little light into that. That's why on Hanukkah, the mitzvah is to light the Hanukkah at night. We light the Hanukkah candles at night to make a contrast, to show that what is light? Light is about bringing. So light is not just, like I say, it's not just a candle. A candle is representative, bringing happiness into a dark space. You know, darkness also, even though people think that darkness is just the absence of light. But before God created the world, there was nothing. There was no light, there was no darkness. So really, for there to be darkness, there needs to be a creation of light. And when the light is gone, there's darkness. And when the light is gone, there's darkness. But in the prayers we say every day, Yotzer Or V'Oreh Choshech. God creates light and he creates darkness. So darkness is also a creation. It's not like people think that darkness is not a creation. In the beginning, when God brought light, there was already darkness. Where did the darkness come from? The darkness was also created by God. But we don't make a tzimus out of that. We don't make a big noise out of that. We don't speak about the creation of darkness. So because darkness is not just the absence of light, because dark existed before there was light. Right? It says, and there was dark on the face of the deep. When God said, let there be light, and he said it was good. So darkness is a creation of God as well. And we are like God. We are created in the image of God. So we can either create darkness or we can create light. And God says, you want to know what good is? Kitov. What is kitov? What is good? God saw the light in contrast to the darkness, and he says, this is good. This is what I want you. This is my mission statement. So the first day is not just about a creation, it's about the mission statement that it was. And every day of creation, really, God says whenever he sees the other things of creations, he says, and they're also good, right? Other days of creation, he said, but what does that mean? He said it was good. He said it was good, and we learned on the first day that what is good? Good is light. But on the second day of creation, it's not about light. He's creating a sky, and he says in it is good. So he says, no, I'm creating the sky now, so you should fulfill my mission statement with the sky and the earth and all the other parts of this world. How are you going to fulfill the mission statement? By bringing light into that. So every day of creation, God alludes to the light again by calling everything else good. And we said in the first day, what is good? Good is light. So every day God is telling us, he doesn't mention light by name, but he mentions kitov. He says it's good. And we know what's good. Good is light. So every day, in every part of creation, it's our job to bring a little bit light. So if we bring a little light on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, on every day of the week, and every aspect of creation, whether it's the animals or whether it's the humans or whether it's the vegetation, every aspect, the stars, the sky, whatever God created, our job is to bring light into that. And as we said, light is that's the secret mission statement. So what we have out of today is that the first day of creation is not just the first day. It is the preface, it is the prelude, it is the vision. And God says, after he creates the light, he says, okay, I'm hiding this light for each and every one of you. Where am I hiding it? I'm hiding it, as the Medrash says, in the Torah. So the Torah is the place where we can know how do you bring light into the world? We need to know how to do it. So God says, I have a Torah, I have 613 mitzvot, I have good deeds. That is the light. And that is the light that I'm preparing for the ends of times. So I'm placing the light, the mission in the Torah, so that we know what to do and bring light into the world, which will ultimately be revealed at the end of time. And then there will be again that great light of the first day. First day is the vision. God hides the vision, gives it to us, puts it in the Torah, and then we continue to express that and bring it out until finally, at the end of times, we will see the light. So light is a wonderful thing, and we find light in everything we do, whether it's in the good things and the more challenging things. There always is a little bit of light that is created. So, well, if we want to be a co-creator, if we want to be a partner in Hashem's creation, we need to spread the light. So I give you the homework. Takeaway is to bring a little bit light in all of our lives every day. We try to do a little bit more, do some more mitzvahs, follow the Torah, and bring light to the world around us. And then we fulfill God's vision of let there be light. And then hopefully we'll be able to say in the end of time, and there was light. And it was good. And it was good. So now you have a picture of the first day of creation, and the Mitzvah Shem next week. Stay tuned. We're going to move on to the second day of creation. Now, I am going away next week. I'm going to be gone next week. So I don't think there will be a class next week. I don't think I'll be able to do it. I'm out of town. So so we're going to continue in 2 weeks. Okay. So I hope I could take a pass with you guys. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Question. Sonia has a question. Go ahead.
Actually, I have a comment about the mission. I just came back from St. John's rehabilitation on Kamar after a major surgery, and wanted to share with you, if you don't mind. On Thursday, the second day I was there, there is a volunteer Jewish person coming to me, and she said, I'm talking to Jewish people, how are you today? And so on. And we had a lovely chat. And I said, I'm a little bit sad because it's Hanukkah starting tonight. And I feel so isolated. There is no light here in this room. And I asked her if there is a Hanukkah somewhere. She arranged for the Hanukkah to go to the lobby area. And I was taken there and I asked her how many Jewish people she has on the list that she's visiting. She said, on this floor, I have 8. And I said, how about on other floors? And there were more Jewish people. And we came downstairs. They lit the Hanukkah electrically, of course. And you have no idea what it meant for people from 19 to 90. And it wasn't only the light. It was the Hevra, that we were together. And people started to ask, what is your name? What is your name? And the Hanukkah was spent in a different atmosphere because of the one light, although electronically lit.
So you fulfilled Hashem's purpose of creation from the very beginning of time. When he said, let there be light, he had in mind St. John's Hospital on Kamar on the first night of Hanukkah. Baruch Hashem. That's part of that great vision. And also in Four Elm, actually, I lit the menorah at Four Elm. Basil wasn't there yet, but I lit the menorah there in Four Elm for some of the seniors in the residency there. So that was a great honor as well. Okay. Refuah Shleima for everybody. Everybody should be well and healthy. And we look forward to seeing you guys soon. Okay, so next week, in 2 weeks, yeah, Metz Hashem. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rabbi.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Shabbos, Rabbi.
Shabbos.
Shabbos to everybody. Basil,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Well, who has a birthday? Basil has a birthday.
92nd.
On Monday I was 90.
Wow.
on
Oh,
Monday.
happy birthday to
To you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
happy birthday, Basil.
I'm a youngster of
And may of it.
92. 92, that's all.
That's all.
That's all.
Still young.
Thank you. Bye.
Good Shabbos, everybody. Bye.